Hello students, already we have started solid state, and in the last session we have discussed up to magnetic property. In this session we will discuss coordination number, voids and the radius ratio. So first we will discuss what is coordination number, voids and radius ratio. We will discuss all these three. So already we know that in case of ionic solids, constituent particles are ions, where the cations and anions are arranged in the three-dimensional network, so that an ionic solid is electrically neutral. The number of cations will be equal to number of anions. So in case of ionic solids, the constituent particles are cations and anions, which are arranged in the three-dimensional network, and between this cation and anion there is an electrostatic force of attraction is acting between them. And always we know that an ionic crystal is electrically neutral, where the number of cations will be equal to the number of anions, so that always the solids are what? They are electrically neutral. Since they are arranged in the three-dimensional network, in this one each cation is surrounded by the number of anions. Suppose if I take this is the cation, and these cations, they are surrounded by number of anions like this. Okay. Similarly, anions are also surrounded by the number of cations like this. Suppose if I take this is anion, this anion is also surrounded by number of cations, because they are arranged in the three-dimensional network of cations and anions. So these are the cations I will write. Okay, and here these all are what? Anions. These are the anions. So here coordination number is nothing but the number of oppositely charged ions surrounding each ion is called as what? Coordination number. Suppose here this cation, it is surrounded by 5 anions. So in this case the coordination number of that cation will be is equal to what? 5. Similarly here this anion is surrounded by 5 number of cations. Here the coordination number is equal to what? Again it is 5 here. So what is the coordination number? The number of oppositely charged ions surrounding each ion is called as what? It's a coordination number. For example, if I take an ionic crystal NaCl, in case of NaCl, Na plus ions are there and Cl minus ions are there. Now in this one, this crystal is called as 6:6 crystal, because each Na plus ion is surrounded by 6 Cl minus ions, and each Cl minus ion is surrounded by what? 6 Na plus ions, so that its coordination number is what? 6:6 we will write. For example, if I take cesium chloride, in case of cesium chloride, cesium plus ion is there and Cl minus cation is there. In this one the coordination number is 8:8, so that each cesium plus ion cation, it is surrounded by 8 Cl minus ion. Similarly, each Cl minus ion is surrounded by what? 8 cesium plus cations. Suppose if I take AB2 type of the crystal, that is calcium fluoride, it is called as a fluoride structure. In this one the coordination number is 8:4 here. 8:4 is nothing but each calcium plus 2 ion, this is calcium plus 2 and this is fluorine minus 1 is there. Each calcium plus 2 ion is surrounded by 8 fluorine ions, that is fluoride ions, and each fluoride ion is surrounded by what? 4 Ca plus 2 ions. So this is what? Coordination number here. Now already in case of non-ionic solids, we know that close packing, that each constituent particle, it is considered as hard identical sphere here. But in case of ionic solids, that is not the case, because here cations and anions, they are arranged in the three-dimensional network, because here cations and anions both are arranged in a close packed structure here. So in case of ionic solids, in ionic solids, what we will be having here? Cation as well as anions. So here cation is small size and anion is larger size is there. Since they are having a large difference in their size, both cannot be involved in the close packing, because in case of non-ionic solids we know that all our atoms they are involved in the close packing like this, because in the solids particles are arranged close to each other like this only. But in case of ionic solids, since they are having a different size, both cannot be involved in the close packing. Usually larger ions they will form the close packing like this. For example, these anions are involved in the close packing. Always anions form close packing, and these cations they are being smaller in size, they will occupy voids or they will fit into the holes, occupy voids. For example, if I take anions, these anions are involved in the close packing like this. Since they are being larger in size, they are involved in the close packing like this here. During the close packing of these anions, some space is left vacant between them. This vacant space, that is called as what? Hole or void it is. This is called as hole. The space which is left between the anions during the close packing, that is called as holes, or these holes are also called as voids. So here these cations they are being smaller in size, they will occupy these holes or they will fit into these holes which are left between the anions. Anions are forming close packing and cations they will occupy the voids that are left between the anions like this. Here the cations will occupy like this. So cations will fit into the voids and anions they will form what? Close packing here. The next thing is here the size and the type of the void that is formed into which the cation is inserted, that depends on the radius ratio rules here. That radius ratio rules we will discuss in the next slide. So we know that the size and the type of the void that is formed into which the cation is inserted, that depends on the radius ratio. So here the radius ratio, this plays very important role here. Radius ratio is nothing but it is the ratio of radius of cation to the radius of the anion. And another important point you have to remember here, that is radius of tetrahedral void divided by radius of the sphere that is involved in the close packing. The ratio of these two is 0.225. This is the one point you have to remember. And another thing is radius of octahedral void divided by radius of the sphere that is involved in the close packing. It will come out as 0.414 here. Okay. Always you keep in mind the size and the type of the void into which the cation is present, that depends on the radius ratio only. Suppose here some rules are there. Radius ratio, radius of cation to the radius of anion. Next, coordination number, type of the void formed. So type of the void formed and the coordination number, that depends on what? Radius ratio. If the radius ratio is ranging from 0.155 to the 0.225, then the coordination number will be 3 and cation will occupy the triangular void. Cation will occupy what? Triangular void, that will be like this. Okay. Suppose the radius ratio is ranging from 0.225 to the 0.414, then the coordination number is 4. Coordination number is 4 means it is surrounded by 4 spheres in the tetrahedral manner. So the cation will occupy the tetrahedral void here. The void formed will be tetrahedral and the shape of the void is like this. This is tetrahedral void is formed. Suppose the radius ratio it is ranging from 0.414 to the 0.732, then the coordination number is 6. So that cation will be surrounded by 6 anions where its coordination number is 6 because it is surrounded by 6 anions. Then the type of the void that is formed is octahedral void. So it will occupy the octahedral void, and that the octahedral void will be like this it is. So you can draw the structure like this. So this is your octahedral void which is having 8 faces. Suppose the radius ratio, it is ranging from 0.73 to the 1 here, 0.73 to 1.00 we can write. So if this is the radius ratio range, then the coordination number will be 8. Coordination number is 8 means that cation is surrounded by 8 anions. So coordination number is 8, then it will occupy the body center of the cube. The body center of cube it is. For example, I will take, in case of NaCl, the radius ratio of Na plus divided by Cl minus, this will be 95 divided by 181. If you take the ratio of these two, it will come out as 0.524. So that the radius ratio, it suggests that it is in between these two range here. That is nothing but this is 0.414 to 0.732. So that this cation Na plus, it is surrounded by 6 Cl minus ion, that is occupying what? Octahedral void. So in case of NaCl, Na plus ion, that cation, it is occupying what? Octahedral void here. So based on the radius ratio rule, we can identify in which void that cation is present. For example, if I take cesium chloride, in case of cesium chloride, if you take the ratio of radius of cesium cation divided by chloride ion, it will be 169 divided by 181 it is. So the ratio of these two is 0.934. So the radius ratio, it suggests that is in the range of 0.73 to 1. So its coordination number must be what? 8. Each cesium cation must be surrounded by 8 Cl minus ions. So that its coordination number is 8, which occupies the body center. So here this cesium cation, it occupies body center of the cube where its coordination number is 8. Okay, next thing. So the next important point is we will discuss some important crystal structures. So the first one we will discuss is NaCl, sodium chloride, and it is commonly known as rock salt. Structure of NaCl we will discuss. In this one, Na plus ion is there and Cl minus ion is there. In this one, already we know that Na plus ion and Cl minus ion. In the closed packing, anions are involved and cations will occupy what? Voids here. In NaCl, according to the radius ratio rule, we know that this Na plus ion, they will occupy the octahedral voids. All the octahedral voids are occupied by NaCl ions, and here these Cl minus ion, they will form a closed packing in the form of what? FCC. They will occupy FCC points. FCC lattice points are what? Corner as well as what? Face centered particles. First one we will write Na plus ion. So how many Na plus ions are there? Na plus ions, they will occupy octahedral void. What is the position of the octahedral void? One at the body center and on the center of the each edge. How many edges are there here? Total 12 edges are there. So that total 13 Na plus ions are there here. 13 Na plus ions are there. So one at the body center and on the center of the each edge you will be having Na plus ion. Next, Cl minus ion. It occupies FCC points. What are the FCC points here? Corner as well as face centered particle. So corner particle is what? Corner position is 8 corner position and 6 face center position. Total how many Cl minus ions are there here? 14 Cl minus ions are there. So the total number of ionic lattice points they will ask in the entrance point of view here. So the total number of ionic lattice points is 27. I will call it as total ionic lattice points. Total number of the ionic lattice points in the NaCl is 27. Now we will see the contribution of Na plus ion and Cl minus ion. Na plus ion occupies the body center, plus it occupies what? Edge center. Body center is there means its contribution is 1 towards the unit cell, and edge center contribution is what here? Each particle which is present on the edge center, it is shared by 4 unit cell. The contribution is 1 by 4. So this will be equal to 1 plus 3 equal to 4 Na plus ions are there in the NaCl crystal, and here Cl minus. In this one it occupies a corner, 8 corners, contribution of each corner is 1 by 8, 6 face center, contribution of face center is 1 by 2, so that again it will be equal to 1 plus 3, you will get as what, 4 Cl minus ions. 4 Na plus ions are there and 4 Cl minus ions are there in one unit cell of the NaCl. So total what we can write here, 4 NaCl formula units, 4 NaCl formula units are present per unit cell. In one unit cell, how many formula units of NaCl are there? 4 NaCl formula units are present in one unit cell of the NaCl. These two are very, very important in entrance point of view. They will ask total number of ionic lattice points, that is 27, and the total number of NaCl formula units that are present in the one unit cell, that is what, 4 NaCl formula units are present here. Next, coordination number in case of NaCl. Here this is having 6:6 coordination number. 6:6 coordination number is nothing but each Na plus ion is surrounded by 6 Cl minus ion, each Cl minus ion is surrounded by what, 6 Na plus ions here. Next, very, very important point is these chloride ions, they will occupy the corner, and edge center is occupied by what, one Na plus ion, because it is present in the octahedral void here. So for NaCl crystal, this is one important formula is there here, that is nothing but, here I will write chloride ions. Chloride ions are occupying the corner of NaCl, and the edge center, that is occupied by one Na plus ion. So this Na plus ion, this is the radius of one cation, and this one is radius of Cl minus ion, this is radius of anion, this is the radius of anion here. Now this is what, the total edge length. What is the total edge length here? Total edge length is A here. So for NaCl crystal, one important formula you have to remember, for NaCl crystal, edge length A is equal to 2 times of radius of cation plus 2 times of radius of anion, that is 2 into radius of cation plus radius of anion. So the distance between one cation and one anion, radius of anion plus radius of cation, this distance is equal to A by 2, that is radius of cation plus radius of anion will be is equal to what, A by 2. This is what the important points you have to remember about the NaCl. NaCl, it is having what, FCC structure. The structure of NaCl is FCC, in which Na plus ion, they will occupy octahedral void, Cl minus ion occupy what, that is FCC, lattice points, corner as well as face center. Next crystal. So the next crystal structure is cesium chloride, we will discuss. This is alkali metal halide cesium chloride. This cesium chloride, it is having a BCC structure, in which there is a cesium ion, this cation, according to the radius ratio rule, we know that it occupies body center. And these Cl minus ions, they will occupy corners of the cube. They will occupy what? Corners of the cube here. So what is the contribution of cesium plus ion here, which is present at the body center? Its contribution is 1. And these chloride ions, which are present at the corner particle contribution is 1 by 8. So that one cesium plus ion is there and one Cl minus ion is there. We can write one is cesium plus ion, one is Cl minus ion, so that it is AB type of the crystal. We can write this is a cesium plus and Cl minus. This is 1:1 type of the crystal here. So the coordination number of this cesium chloride is 8:8, because each cesium ion is surrounded by 8 Cl minus ion. Each Cl minus ion is surrounded by 8 cesium plus ion here. So we will write the coordination number cesium chloride. In this one, they are having the coordination number of 8:8 here. This is what? Next very important point is effect of temperature and pressure here. Effect of temperature and pressure on the crystal structure. There is a relation between NaCl crystal and cesium chloride crystal. This NaCl crystal, which is having a coordination number 6:6, this on applying high pressure. If high pressure is applied to the NaCl, the structure of NaCl will change into the structure of cesium chloride, where the coordination number is what? 8:8 here. So at high pressure, what happens? Coordination number increases. Coordination number is 6:6, which is changing to what? 8:8 here. Next, this cesium chloride, again this on heating at 760 Kelvin, again the coordination number decreases. Its structure becomes as what? NaCl structure here. So these two are very important point. You have to remember that effect of the pressure is what? Coordination number increases from 6 to 8 here. Next structure, this is CaF2. This structure is called as fluoride structure. In this one, very important point you have to remember is, already we said that anions are involved in the close packing and cations will occupy the voids. But the case is reverse in this CaF2, because of the smaller size of the fluoride ion, it is occupying the voids, and the larger size of the cation, that Ca+2 ion, that is forming the close packing here. Always the close packing depends on what? Size of the ions. Larger ion will form close packing, smaller will occupy the voids here. So in this case, CaF2, here Ca+2 ion is there and F minus ion is there. This F minus ion, it will occupy what? Voids here. All the tetrahedral voids are occupied by the F minus ion, and here calcium plus 2, it will occupy FCC points here. FCC points. For example, if I take Ca+2, it is occupying FCC point, means 8 corner atoms. So contribution of 8 corner is 1/8 plus 6 face centered atom, that is the contribution of each face is 1/2. The total is what here? 4 Ca+2 ions are there. 4 Ca+2 ions, and 4 close packed structures are there, means the number of tetrahedral voids formed will be what? Number of close packed spheres is n. Number of octahedral voids is what? N. Number of tetrahedral voids is what? 2n. Here close packed structure is 4. The number of tetrahedral void formed will be what? 8 here. So F minus, it will occupy all tetrahedral voids. All tetrahedral voids are occupied, means this will be is equal to what? 4 into, that is 2, it equal to 8 F minus ions are there here. So if I write calcium plus 2 and F minus 1, how many are there? 4:8. This is 1:2 it is. This is 1:2, so that it is AB2 type of the crystal. Next, what is the coordination number here? See here, Ca+2 and F minus 1. Coordination number is, this is 8:4 is the coordination number here. Coordination number is what? 8:4. Each calcium plus 2 ion is surrounded by 8 fluoride ions. Each fluoride ion is surrounded by what? 4 calcium plus 2 ions here. This is what the structure of fluoride you have to remember here. Okay. Next point. So the next structure is anti-fluoride structure. That already we have discussed fluoride, and this is anti-fluoride, Na2O it is. This is called as anti-fluoride structure here. In this one, Na plus ions are there and oxide ions are there, O-2. These oxide ions, they will occupy FCC points, and this Na plus ion, it will occupy all the tetrahedral voids here. In this one, there is no variation, because as usual anions are involved in the close packing and the cations are occupying the tetrahedral voids here. So how many oxide ions will be there here? So O-2, this will be equal to 8 corner, it will occupy 8 corner. Contribution of each corner is 1/8 plus 6 face centered particle, that is contribution of each face center particle is 1 by 2, so that 4 oxide ions are present, 4O minus 2. Next, Na plus ion, they will occupy all the tetrahedral voids. All tetrahedral voids are occupied by Na plus ion, so that 4 oxide ions are there, 4 number of close packed pairs are there, the number of tetrahedral void formed will be automatically, that will be 8, that is 4 into 2, this will be is equal to 8 Na plus ions are there here. Here 8 Na plus ions are there, 4 oxide ions are there, 8 is to 4, this is a 2 is to 1, nothing but A to B type of the crystal it is. And in this one the coordination number will be, that is Na plus is to O minus, the coordination number will be equal to 8 and 4, it is like this. This will be your coordination number. Each Na plus ion is occupied, or it is surrounded by 4 oxide ion, and each oxide ion is surrounded by 8 Na plus ion. The coordination number is what? 4 is to 8 here. This is what anti-fluoride structure here. Next one, you will get zinc sulfide. In case of zinc sulfide, you are having 2 structures. You will write like this. So one is, both are having the same formula, that is zinc sulfide ZnS and ZnS. One is called as zinc blend, and this is called as urzite. So both are having same formula, ZnS and ZnS only. In this one, the coordination number of each Zn plus 2 ion and sulfide ion is 4 is to 4, so that each Zn ion, it is surrounded by 4 sulfide ion, each sulfide is surrounded by 4 Zn plus 2 ion. And here the important point is, these cations Zn plus 2 ion, they will occupy alternate tetrahedral voids, and these sulfide ions, they will occupy FCC points here. Therefore, 4 Zn plus 2 ions are there and 4 S minus ions are there. The coordination number is 4 is to 4 here. Here also same thing, ZnS. Okay. In this one, for these two, the difference is, here the cation Zn plus 2 ions are occupying alternate tetrahedral voids. Here Zn plus 2 ions are occupying half of the tetrahedral void. Here compulsory alternate is there, and here half of the tetrahedral void, not compulsory that it is alternate. So Zn plus 2 ion occupy half of the tetrahedral voids, and here sulfide ions, they are arranged in the HCP layer, HCP arrangement. So here sulfide ions are arranged in the HCP layers, and here sulfide ions are occupying what? FCC points here. These two are the important difference you have to remember. The next point is, so the next important point is the structure of a spinel and inverse spinel. Here MgAl2O4, the structure of MgAl2O4, it is called as spinel structure. In this one, Mg plus 2 ion is there, which is a divalent, Mg plus 2, and Al plus 3 ions are there, and oxide ions are there. So here these oxide ions, they will occupy FCC points. FCC points are what? Corner as well as face center points. Next, these Al plus 3, they will occupy half of the octahedral voids are occupied by what? Al plus 3 ions. Next, this Mg plus 2, it occupies 1/8 of the tetrahedral voids are occupied by what? Mg plus 2 ion here. So how many oxide ions are there here? Oxide ion is what? Corner particle into 1/8 plus face center particle into 1/2 here. So the total number of oxide ion is what? 4 oxide ions are there. So the close packed pairs are what? 4. Close packed pairs are 4 means 4 octahedral voids are there. Half of the octahedral void is occupied by what? Al plus 3. So Al plus 3, how many Al plus 3 are there here? Half of the octahedral void is 1 by 2 into 4. This is equal to what? 2 here. And 1/8 of the tetrahedral void is occupied by Mg plus 2 ion. The total number of close packed pair is 4. The number of tetrahedral void formed will be equal to 8. 1/8 of the tetrahedral void is occupied by Mg plus 2 ion. So that 1/8 into 8, this will be is equal to 1 here. That's why 1 Mg plus 2 ion is there, 2 Al plus 3 ions are there, and 4 oxide ions are there. That is what the structure of spinel MgAl2O4. This is what we call it as the structure of spinel. Next one, inverse spinel, the structure of Fe3O4. This one is called as what? Inverse spinal structure, which is a combination of what? FeO. This is a combination of FeO plus Fe2O3. This is a mixed oxide of FeO plus Fe2O3, where Fe exhibit plus 2 oxidation state as well as the plus 3 oxidation state here. So the structure of Fe3O4, we call it as inverse spinal structure. Inverse spinal structure here. Now in this one, oxide ions are there, Fe plus 2 ions are also there, and Fe plus 3 ions also there here. First we will write oxide ion, next Fe plus 2 ions are there, as well as Fe plus 3 ions are there here. In this one, 2 Fe plus 3 ions are there, and 1 Fe plus 2 ion is there. Now these oxide ions, they will occupy FCC points here. Oxide ions will occupy what? FCC points. What are the FCC points here? 8 corner points into contribution is 1 by 8, 6 face centered particle into contribution is 1 by 2. So that 4 oxide ions are there. 4 oxide ions are there means 4 number of close packed pair. 4 close packed pairs are there. The number of octahedral voids formed will be 4 here. So half of the octahedral void will be occupied by Fe plus 2 and Fe plus 3 ions. So half of the octahedral void, I will take half of octahedral voids. So how many octahedral voids are formed here? 4. 1 by 2 into 4 is nothing but 2. Out of the 2 octahedral voids, 1 will be occupied by Fe plus 2 ion and 1 is occupied by Fe plus 3 ion. So we can say that half of the octahedral voids are occupied by Fe plus 2 as well as Fe plus 3 ions here. Next, another Fe plus 3 ion, it occupies 1/8 of tetrahedral void. What is the 1/8 of the tetrahedral void here? 1 by 8 into how many tetrahedral voids are formed? 4 close packed pair. Tetrahedral voids will be equal to 8. So that this is equal to 1. 1 Fe plus 3 ion is occupying 1/8 of the tetrahedral void, and half of the octahedral voids are occupied by Fe plus 2 as well as Fe plus 3. So that here 2 Fe plus 3 ions are there, 1 Fe plus 2 ion is there, and 4 oxide ions also there. So this is the structure of what? Inverse spinal here. We will write how many Fe plus 2 ion? 1 Fe plus 2 ion is there, 2 Fe plus 3 ions are there, and 4 oxide ions are present here. So in this one, this gives the formula of Fe3O4, where 1 Fe plus 2 ion and 2 Fe plus 3 ions are present here. This is what the structure of spinal MgAl2O4 and inverse spinal, that is Fe3O4 it is. Next one. So the next point is lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium and barium. Lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, then barium. All these metals, they will crystallize in BCC structure. They are having what? BCC structure here. And beryllium and magnesium, these two are having a HCP structure here. They are having what? HCP structure, and these two are having FCC, or else you can call it as CCP structure. So in order to avoid the confusion, here sodium is what? Sodium has a BCC structure. but if you go for NaCl, that is having a FCC structure here. Okay, NaCl is having FCC structure. Sodium itself is having what? BC structure. If you go for cesium, cesium is also having BCC structure, but if you take cesium chloride, that cesium chloride is also having what? BCC structure. So in order to avoid the confusion like this, you have to clarify the things. Next we will go for Weiss indices. So the next important point is Weiss indices. For entrance point of view, these are very important. Weiss indices as well as Miller indices. These Weiss indices, these are used to describe a particular plane in the crystal. Suppose if I select any plane in the crystal, to describe that plane, these Weiss indices are used here. And as well as in order to calculate the distance between the two parallel planes, suppose these are the two parallel planes, the distance between them is d. In order to calculate the distance between these two, these Weiss indices as well as Miller indices also used here. We will see what are these Weiss indices. Now if I take intercept along x, y and z axis, for example, you will take this is your x axis, and in the 3 dimension it is y axis, and this will be z axis. I will take an intercept along x axis, a, I will call it as a. Intercept along y axis, I will call it as b. Intercept along z axis, I will take it as c here. If I join these 3 intercepts, I will get a plane. So to define these planes, we are using what? Weiss indices. Here a, b and c, these are called as what? Weiss indices. In short, I will write Weiss indices. These are coefficients of intercepts along x, y and z axis. So what are the intercept along x and y and z axis here? A, B, C are the intercept along x, y and z axis. So the Weiss indices, in short I will write Wi. These are A, B and C, where these intercepts A, B and C, these are of unit length here. You can take the multiple length of these intercepts. For example, if I write the intercept along x axis is 2a, intercept along y axis is 3b, intercept along z axis I will take it as again 2c here. So for this one, the Weiss indices we can write the coefficients 2, 3 and 2. These are the Weiss indices here. Next, these Weiss indices can be converted into the Miller indices. Next, very important is Miller indices. So these Miller indices are nothing but these are the reciprocal of the Weiss indices, which are represented as whole number integer values. So here these are reciprocal of Weiss indices. For example, if I take the Weiss indices as 2, 3, 2, for this one if I want to write the Miller indices, just I have to take the reciprocal, that is nothing but 1 by 2, and this is 1 by 3 and this will be 1 by 2. To make it a whole number integer, this is multiplied with a suitable number, I will take it as a 6. So the Miller indices will be, okay, this will be 3, 2 and 3 here. These Miller indices, they are called as H, K and L, because these Miller indices, they are indicated by what? The letters H, K and L here. Now this is used to calculate the distance between the two parallel planes. We will take suppose if I take this is the two parallel planes, the distance between the two parallel planes is calculated by using this Miller indices, that is DHKL here. The formula for this Miller indices, that DHKL is DHKL is equal to under root of A square by H square, B square by K square, C square by L square it is, where A, B and C are the edge lengths. A, B, C are edge lengths. For a cubic system, we know that A, B and C are equal. For a simple cube, A equal to B equal to C here. Then this formula become as DHKL is equal to A divided by square root of H square plus K square plus L square. So this is the formula to calculate the distance between the two parallel planes in the crystal here. We will go for simple cube, FCC and BCC. These HKL values we will write, and this D value. Next point. Now we will write Miller indices values for simple cube, BCC and FCC. There is a possible Miller indices values for simple cube, BCC and FCC. For these three systems, we will write HKL value. For simple cube, it is 100, 110, 111 is possible. For BCC, it is 200, 110. This will be 222. Again, for FCC, it is 200. This is 220, and it is 111 here. So these are the HKL values for the simple cube. Three possibilities: 100 HKL, again HKL, HKL here. So we will write D value here. Simple cube, this is BCC, and again it is FCC. We will write DHKL value for each values here. So for this one, what is the formula here? A by square root of H square plus L square plus K square. So here we can write the value will be A, and for this one the value will be A by root 2. For this one the value will be A by root 3 will get. So HKL values here you will get A by 2, and here also you will get A by 2, and here it is A by root 2. So again here you will get A by 2 root 3. Next here it is A divided by 2 root 2. Next for this one it is A by root 3. Okay, these are the interplanar distances for simple cube. This is the DHKL value, DHKL and DHKL values. So these are the Miller indices value, and by applying the formula DHKL is equal to A divided by square root of H square plus K square plus L square, we have written these values here. Okay. So the next point is you can calculate the interplanar distance by using the Bragg's equation also. Bragg's equation. By using Bragg's equation also you can calculate interplanar distances. That is the equation is n lambda is equal to 2d sin theta here. Here n is order of diffraction, lambda is wavelength of light used, and d is distance between two parallel planes. So by using this also you can calculate the interplanar distances. Okay. So the next important point is problems on impurity defect. They will ask like this. Already we know that impurity defect is observed in NaCl crystal whenever some impurity atoms are present. NaCl is doped with strontium chloride, where strontium is having a +2 oxidation state, sodium is having +1 oxidation state. We know that in order to maintain the electrical neutrality, each strontium plus 2 ion displaces 2 Na plus ions. One strontium plus 2 ion displaces 2 Na plus ions, and then it occupies the lattice site of 1 Na plus ion, and the lattice site of another Na plus ion will be left vacant here, so that the number of cationic vacancies produced will be equal to what? Number of strontium plus 2 ion. So number of strontium plus 2 ion will be is equal to number of cationic vacancies. Now in the problem they will ask like this NaCl is doped with strontium chloride, doped with 10 power minus 3 mole percent of strontium chloride. They will give mole percent, means just you take divided by 100 here. So 1 mole of NaCl, 1 mole of NaCl is doped with 10 power minus 3 mole percent is divided by, it is what, divided by 100 you have to take. This is equal to 10 power minus 5 moles of strontium chloride here. So 1 strontium plus 2 ion produces 1 cationic vacancy. 10 power minus 5 moles of strontium plus 2 ion produces how many cationic vacancies here. So in this one, number of cationic vacancies produced, number of cationic vacancies produced will be is equal to 10 power minus 5 mole. You have to take 6.022 into 10 power 23. This will come out as 6.022 into 10 power, this will be 18. So this is the number of cationic vacancies produced by the strontium plus 2 ion. And they will ask another problem. They will give another impurity, that is trivalent impurity. NaCl is doped with gallium chloride GaCl3. Here gallium is +3 and sodium is +1. In order to maintain the electrical neutrality, gallium +3, each gallium +3 replaces 3 Na plus ions here. So in this one what happens? Here the number of cationic vacancies produced will be equal to what? This gallium +3, it occupies lattice site of 1 Na plus ion, and the lattice site of 2 Na plus ions are left vacant here. So 1 gallium +3 ion will be is equal to 2 cationic vacancies, 2 cationic vacancies. So in the problem they will give NaCl is doped with gallium chloride, that is 10 power minus 2 mole percent of gallium chloride. Mole percent is nothing but divided by 100 you have to take. So here what happens here? 1 mole of NaCl is doped with 10 power minus 2 divided by 100. This is nothing but 10 power minus 4 moles of gallium chloride here. So each gallium +3 ion is producing 2 cationic vacancies. So 10 power minus 4 moles of gallium +3 ion produces how many cationic vacancies? That will be is equal to 10 power minus 4 into 2 into mole is 6.022, 10 power 23 you have to take here. So this will come out as 12 into 10 power 19. This is the number of cationic vacancies produced by the gallium +3. Okay, these are the important types of problems you have to concentrate here.